Guardians in hindsight was a great movie, big hit, people loved it, but up until then, that was kind of a long shot movie in the Marvel Universe. Chris Pratt was not a household name at that time. What did the cast expect from that movie? You guys had a great time shooting it, as shown by Rooker's crashing, but what did you think? Like, that was probably the biggest gamble Marvel took to date.
I think there is, you can look at it that way, but I don't think they ever felt that way. They certainly never made us feel that way, which is why, you really see that they tried to familiarize people with the Guardians well before the film came out. We did a lot of promotional stuff, and they were not afraid to get behind it. So I don't think we ever thought that way. Everybody was a little bit, pins and needles waiting, because you never know until after opening weekend if people are going to actually come out, even if you know you got like an incredible movie. But until people actually come out and watch it. But this was after the first reviews came out and so much hype off of just people's reactions. We knew we had something special, man. I think the whole way through the creative process, we all knew. But you're right, we were all kind of just a bunch of misfits, man, which I think added to the chemistry of the film. I think the only one, who really, you always felt like she was a movie star was Zoe. She always felt like a movie star to us. We always kind of looked at her and treated her as a movie star, but she's actually really down to earth. But the rest of us, like me and Chris, and we were just kind of a bunch of goofs, man. Michael Rooker and even James, man. Because James had never done like any big budget stuff. It was all extremely creative, but it was mostly lower budget stuff. So it was kind of, I don't know, we were all on the same page and kind of, we felt where we were all coming from.
Do you feel, or did you follow the Marvel movies before that? And do you still follow afterwards?
Always a fan, yeah, always a fan. And yeah, even, like to be honest with you, I didn't have high expectations for Ant-Man. And I went and watched it because I just love Marvel films, and I loved it, man. I thought it was great.
Yeah.
Not so much for Fantastic Four, even though that's not Marvel Studios. That broke my heart. And I was watching it, and I thought, at first I thought, wow, it's pretty good. They're really building the story. And then it just last half an hour or so, it's like they just crapped all over it.
Yay!
I guess everybody agrees.
Weird.
But I'm a fan first, man. I'm a fan first, so I always,
Looking forward to Deadpool?
Yeah. Yeah. Especially, and then my girl Gina's in it. Gina Carano's a friend, and I'm really excited that she's in it. But I love Ryan Reynolds and I love Deadpool, so I'm super excited. I love that they poke fun at Green Lantern.
Yeah, the in-jokes, bending the fourth wall, I believe it's called.
Hi. So I was reading up on botany, and apparently there are some varieties of trees that actually have distinct genders, and you can tell a female by the fact that it will grow flowers and seed pods. Then I was remembering Guardians, and I'm like, wait, Groot grew a flower for the little girl and those glowing seed pods.
Right.
So I gotta ask, is Groot a girl?
Until now, I had never questioned it. But I guess, Groot could be a female with a very deep voice. I don't know, I have to talk to Vin about that. You might want to ask him.
Thank you.
Which is cool because, that may give us somewhere to go because Groot is starting life again. From fresh, maybe Groot will have a not Vin Diesel voice.
Good question.
Yeah.
Are you scared of going to Suplex City?
Are you scared of going to Suplex City?
I've been to Suplex City before. Are you kidding me? I wrestled Chris Benoit, took me to Suplex City many times. There's plenty of guys take me to Suplex City. Been there, done that. Next question.
Your fiance, her name's Sarah, right?
Yeah, how'd you know?
Well, I'm actually her cousin. I live over in Lancaster, Ohio.
Okay, cool.
And then my great aunt, Mary
Are
Chevalier.
you a McInerney?
What?
Clausen? McInerney?
What's that?
No.
Never mind.
But I was wondering if you knew that I was related to you.
You're not related to me yet. But in a few weeks you will be related to me.
Yeah. All right.
All right, cool.
On that note, if that's happening in a few weeks, early congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Woo!
Let's try it again.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Hi, Mr. Bautista. First of all, congratulations. And
Thank you.
if it ever came down to it, would you face The Undertaker again?
Oh man, I'd love to. I would literally pay money. I'd do it for free. I'm not kidding. I seriously would. I love that dude. I loved working with him. And I would actually pay to go back and have another, another run with him.
Well, actually, Mr. Bautista, bit of information is that you two are on parallel as far as I'm concerned. You're both my favorite male superstars
Oh,
in the
thanks.
WWE.
I appreciate it. Thank you. It means a lot. Thank you.
It was an honor, sir.
What do you think is better, your acting career or your wrestling career?
At this point, wrestling, yeah, for sure. My accolades in wrestling, I think, are, if you summed them all up and looked at them, I have to say sometimes I don't think I'm given credit for what I achieved in wrestling, but I think I'm pretty proud of what I did there. And not only, just what I achieved in the public eye, but what I did, behind the curtain. I think I really blessed my butt to be there and to help other people along the way, help put other guys over. And I think I did everything. I'm proud of what I did there. I left, and I did leave, but I left in the right way. I didn't just walk out the door. I just didn't just disappear. I gave the company 9 months' notice, and I left for the right reasons at the right time. So now I'm very proud of my wrestling career.
Thank you.
Thank you.
My question is, what's your favorite match be, and are you going to be in Avengers?
I don't know about the Avengers thing, but I can easily say my favorite wrestling match was with Rey Mysterio, and it was an untelevised event. It was actually in Mexico, and it was not a match that was scheduled to happen, but I begged and pleaded to have this match in Mexico with Rey because I wanted to work, as a heel against Rey Mysterio in his home country, and I think it was easily one of the best matches I've ever had. It was the best match. It's my favorite match in my career that nobody will ever see.
And how do we know?
Well, I tell you how when I came back, I got a standing ovation from the locker room, and that's when you know that you did something right.
Excellent.
Awesome.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thanks, man.
I was going to ask you about your experience down in OVW, but nobody has anything positive to say about that. So I'll ask you, inspired by the heel work, as an actor, what inspired your great I Quit heel promo with the neck brace? Was it Andy Kaufman?
That would have been good inspiration, but no, it was. I don't think there was one particular thing that inspired it. It was just the whole run leading up to it, and I think it was just such a ridiculous way to go out. I just wanted to make it like over the top ridiculous. So it wasn't one thing. It was just the whole thing leading up to it. It was everything about it, man, and just the whole thing. I mean, the little subtle things in that, about like wheeling me down in the chair and then picking the chair up and putting it in the ring when you walk up. If you notice. When I walked up the steps, I pushed on the ref's head to just kind of leverage myself. Just the whole thing was ridiculous, and I wanted it to be over the top ridiculous because I wanted to go out with a bang.
Did you hold a grudge against the city of Pittsburgh after the Royal Rumble? And if so, have you gotten over it for that strange reaction that happened?
No, Pittsburgh, I love Pittsburgh, man. I love wrestling in Pittsburgh. It was one of those things, man. It was always a love-hate thing with certain cities, but it's because the fans they're just passionate about it, and I never took it personally. But it's like Pittsburgh, like Philly, Chicago. I mean, those are wrestling cities, man, and their fans take it seriously. So I didn't take it personally at all, but I was more heartbroken over them booing Rey Mysterio than I was them booing myself. That I could not understand and could not accept. Me, I kind of get it. I was away for years, and I understood. But them booing Rey Mysterio literally just made me sick to my stomach. It was so undeserved, man. That guy has sacrificed so much for this business, and there's no excuse.
Thank you.
Do you have any good stories from your early days in WWE when you were Deacon Bautista? Do you have any good stories and memories from that?
I only have one really good story. You guys have probably already heard this, but I had made this bet with Devon. I made this bet with Devon because Devon was always late to the building. He was always late, and he used to always get me in trouble because I drove with him at first. So I stopped driving with him because he would get me late, and I was still a rookie. And I'd be late because he was late, and then I'd get in trouble. He wouldn't get in trouble because he's been there forever. So I stopped riding with him. We had made a bet one day because I was giving him grief about being late to the building. And he said, well, I'll be there before you today, so meet you in the ring. And I said, if you're there before me, I will walk around the building naked. So of course he shows up like 3 hours early. And I get there, and so I'm getting ready to do it, man. I'm taking off my clothes, getting ready to go out, and Blackjack lands. I said, you can't do that, man. You're gonna get us in trouble. And I said, well, I made this bet. And he said, well, what do you want to do? So Devon got to come up with the terms for the punishment for me losing the bet. And it was 25 push-ups. But the deal was I had to do one at a time, whenever, wherever, and after the push-up, I had to scream, I'm Devon's bitch. So literally, in hotel lobbies, in front of, girls flirting with me, Dave, give me one. On airplanes, us boarding on airplanes, Dave, and I'm in the, no, not kidding, in the aisle, Devon's bitch. And I think we had gotten up to like 13 or 14 where he just felt, he felt so bad for me because it was so humiliating. He said, just don't even worry about the rest of it. So that's my Devon's bitch.
Did you stop making bets with him after that?
Oh yeah. Just don't bet with him.
That's a really good idea. Harley Quinn.
How long did you do your makeup for Guardians of the Galaxy?
It took about 4 hours to put on, and it took a couple hours to take off. So it was rough. It was only rough because there was most days I had to be there before everyone, and I left after everyone left. But because we have turnaround times, usually I had to do quick turnaround, so there was nights where I was sleeping like 2-3 hours, just to be able to get there early to do my makeup. So it was a little rough.
What do you do during that time? Are there people that are entertaining? Can you like play on your phone?
No,
what do you do?
That's a cool thing because I had like a team of 5 people, and they were just so funny. It was like every day it was really just kind of hanging out, and like the 4 hours just fly by because you get 5 funny people in one room doing, turning the guy green. There's gonna be a few laughs. So really it was just like hanging out with my buddies for 4 hours a day.
That's good. Did you ever get in trouble for laughing too much? Like you're messing up the makeup or anything?
No.
Okay, that's good.
And there were some funny things, because they gotta, it's a like pretty intimate thing, man. They gotta put that makeup on, they gotta get down and pull your pants down.
They get to know you quite well, yeah.
They know you very well. They're familiar with every inch of you. And there were some pretty embarrassing moments, but it just all good laughs.
Hello. My personal favorite feud of yours would be Edge in 2008, like the entire year. I was just wondering, what are some of the other, I know you mentioned Rey Mysterio, but what are some other guys that you really enjoyed working with? And when you do go back, are there any new people that you would like to?
There's not a whole lot of people that I didn't enjoy working with except for the great Khalid. Which was just always and I like him as a person, I like him a lot, he's such a good dude. But it was challenging working with him because he was not only very physically limited, but he was also he wasn't very cooperative in what he was willing to do. And you can't, when a guy's 7 foot something, 300 something pounds, and you want him to do something, but he doesn't want to do it.
Like in the Punjabi prison match.
I'm actually very proud of that match, because the one they had the year before was total crap. And we came back the next year, we actually made it interesting, I thought. And, with him being unlimited on what he could do, I thought it actually was a very interesting match, and we worked really hard to make it interesting. And now I'm actually so very proud of that match. But I enjoyed working with everybody, man. I can't think of anybody I really didn't have fun working with.
What about the young crop? The second part of his question there, anybody like
I
NXT?
love, and I've put him over a million times, but I love Bray Wyatt. I think he's incredible. But I also who I really love is Adam Rose. I could watch Adam Rose all day long. I think he's just entertaining as hell. So either I think him and also Titus O'Neil, who's a good friend of mine, who I don't think they've used him the right way. I think he'd be doing so much more for the company. He wants to do more. So definitely Titus.
This video is sponsored by the Crazy Kings of Toys. Check them out for all your toy needs and find out why they are so crazy. Find them on Amazon, eBay, Bricklink, and Facebook. Links are in the description. Toxic Pop has a new Facebook page. Like it to see pictures and keep informed about our upcoming events and videos. A link is in the description. Go to www.facebook.com/toxicpop1.